Well, hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of the Elsa Kurt Show. You know who I am. At least I hope you do. I'm Elsa Kurt. Hey. Listen, I want to talk to you today about something I read last night that really resonated with me, and it meant a lot. And it was lovely timing to read it. A friend of mine posted this, and I'm just going to read it to you. Okay. So it says, "My husband left his shoes in the middle of the living room floor. I saw them last night. They are hard to miss. He's a tall guy and he wears big shoes. So instead of tripping over them, I picked them up and placed them into our closet. I didn't grumble. I didn't get mad. I didn't even say a word. I know what you might be thinking. Really? He's a 40-year-old, in my husband's case, 60. I shouldn't have told you that. I'm going to get in trouble. Just kidding. He's a 40-year-old man. He can pick up his own dang shoes. And you're right. He can. But I'm a 40-year-old, 51 woman, and I can clean the trash out of my car and change the oil. And I know I'm capable of helping my kids with their homework, but sometimes I don't do it. But my husband does. In fact, there are a lot of things I don't do that he does. And there's a lot of things that I do that he doesn't. We've learned after nearly 18 years of marriage, there's just no reason to keep score. We let go of the little things and we work together on the big ones. We're just two imperfect humans who love each other a lot and decided many years ago to be on the same team and to pick up the slack and the shoes when necessary." It says author unknown, so I can't credit the author, although I wish I could. I wish people would take some credit for the wonderful things that they write. But author unknown, I don't know who wrote that, but it resonated, and I'm sure I'm not sure, but I think maybe it resonates with some of you as well, right? If you're married or in a long-term relationship, there are times where your partner, your significant other, does things that your immediate reaction is to snap. Be like, come on, man. Why can't you just put your garbage, in the garbage can and not on top of the counter? Because I have bitched about that many a time. It's a strange thing. I know other husbands do it because I made a video about it on the TikTok. Here it is. I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Hey, babe.
Hey, what's up?
Could you explain to me why your garbage is on top of the counter?
Well, it's a big bag, so I didn't want to put it in there.
You didn't want to throw a bag of garbage into the garbage bag? Is that what you're saying?
I'll put it in the recycle bin. Makes more sense.
At what point have we ever done that?
I mean, never, but, we should start. I'm going to start. I'll take care of it.
Okay, so I should give you a chance to take care of it? Okay. Fair enough.
Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy?
So yeah, little things like that. We're human. We're all human. We all, snap at things and technically overreact at things that aren't really that big of a deal. Like in the grand scheme of things, it's really not that big of a deal. It's an inconvenience. It's an annoyance. It's irritating. You could definitely go into that whole place of, it's so disrespectful to me, the person who does all the, cleaning and cooking and blah, 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 to leave garbage out. You could do that. And you would not be wrong. As a technicality, you would not be wrong. but you also have to be able to take it if they come back at you and say, well, how many times have I put gas in your car? Like, I'm notorious. Like, this is a long time running joke that people on social media, on Facebook, will tag me in memes. Like, people I don't even know really well, because it was like, I'll explain, but people I don't really know very well will tag me in memes about the car or truck being on empty. That's how serious that one is for us. Like, I am notorious for doing that. I will push that thing to the very last drop before I will, stop and get gas, or my husband gets stuck driving the truck and has to put gas in it. And, he is not happy, every time. And so I had started making a series of videos, about like live action videos of, I get in the truck. And I don't remember. And I honestly, a lot of times, I work from home. I've told you this many times. I work from home. So I really don't go out that much. So a lot of times I don't remember if I have gas in the truck or not. So, so that was a thing. So I had made a few videos a while back of, getting into the passenger seat and doing a video of, okay, guys, he's coming out to the car. Will there be gas in the truck or won't there? How is he going to react? Let's see. And then I turn the camera on him, which, he loves so much. He does not. And, and it's a great surprise and a laugh for everyone, except for my husband, who was, not amused. And he is completely right. I know that he is completely, like any of the guys that are watching right now are going to be like, you really should not be leaving your car empty. I mean, think about that. What is bad? It's probably, I think, I don't know if it is or not, but, it's bad for the engine or something to do with whatever. And what if you get stranded somewhere? What if you're on the highway or it's dark or it's late or this or that? You have no gas in your car and you run out of gas and blah, 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 blah. I know, guys. I know. I don't have any good excuses. I really hate stopping for gas. I don't know what to tell you. But anyhow, long-winded way of saying, he does the things for me that I either forget to do or don't want to do, don't like to do. In our household, my husband is the primary breadwinner. It's such an old term, right? But he is the financial backbone of this family, which allows for me to do the things that I do. So that alone is so huge. You guys, I am a world-class introvert. Okay. If I never have to people ever, that would be great for me. I don't work well with others. I mean, I do. I sound like a monster. I work fine with others. I don't like to. And there's no offense to anyone. I think people are wonderful. It's my coping skills. It's my personality. It's just me. I can fake it very well. But because I have such a gracious husband who allows for me to be able to pursue this, to do this, that alone, honey, I will pick up his shoes every damn day. I will make him a sandwich. I will make him the sandwich every damn day. I'll make it nice too. I'm going to cut it nice the way he likes it. I'm going to put all my love and heart and gratitude into making that sandwich for him so that it is always the best sandwich that he's ever had every time. I am tremendously happy to do that. And I know that there is a faction of women out there that are, clutching their proverbial pearls at the very notion of a woman serving a man. But I can tell you, I don't even care what you think, to be honest with me. Those people, you think that puts me in a servant role or a subservient role? I don't really care what you think. I am beyond happy. I am peaceful. I am content. I am loved. I am respected. I am cherished. All of those things. My husband never so we've been together 15 years, married for 9 or almost 9. We're coming up on 9 years married. In all of that time, my husband has never not said thank you. So he's always said thank you. I think I just said that in a really convoluted way. My husband always says thank you for everything that I do for him. And likewise, he doesn't cook. That is not his thing. When we met, I think a couple of times, we'd be talking on the phone and when we were dating early. And so, what are you doing? So, I'm making myself something to eat. I said, oh yeah, what are you making? Oh, just some tuna and macaroni and some hard-boiled eggs. That was the extent. And he would just put them all together, like just like that. I think he probably threw some pepper on it, maybe a little bit of olive oil. So hard-boiled eggs, macaroni, and what was the other thing? Tuna. You just pour them all into a big giant serving bowl and eat it right out of there, like a caveman, which I thought was adorable. So he does not cook, and I have no expectations for him to. I have no interest in making him do that, because when it's his night to cook, we go out to dinner. So I win every single freaking day. So yes, that is my long-winded way of saying, yeah, I will pick up his shoes and I won't complain. I may give him a little hard time. I may razz him a little bit here and there, but to seriously complain, to seriously get mad over the small things, these little inconsequential things, he's not doing it to mess with me. He's not doing it to make my life harder. That's how I am so far from perfect in doing all of this right all of the time, because I have flown off the handle plenty of times at little things like that. So I don't get a misconception of me that I have any kind of sainthood here or graciousness about me. It's something that I am learning every single day to be. But yeah, when you really think about the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. Oh, I know what I was saying. I get off track. You know how that is. He's not doing it to give me more work. He's not doing it because he's mad at me or that he doesn't care about me or any of those things. And I know if any of you are out there watching this and living the same life, essentially, and you have thought, he's got to be doing this on purpose. This must be intentional. Like, is this his way of saying, because I bring home the money, you will pick up everything? It's none of those things. Don't give your man that much credit, honey. I'm not saying that they're dumb by any means, but they don't think about things the way that we do. They just don't. They don't. We overthink every little thing. And I am that meme of the woman. You ever see the one with the husband and wife and they're in bed, but they're facing opposite directions. And there's a caption over the woman that says, I wonder if he's thinking about, me or the fight that we had and blah, blah, blah. And it's like this whole big long thing where she's agonizing over one tiny little thing that he said or didn't say earlier in the day. And then the caption for him is, I wonder if my football team is going to win. I don't actually remember what the actual words were for the meme. I'm gonna have to find it and put it up on the screen, so it'll be on here as I'm talking, because I'll do that after the fact. But yeah, they don't think about things the way that we do. They just don't, and that's okay. That's fine. It's probably really good, because can you imagine like two absolutely neurotic people just going back and forth constantly? Are you mad at me? What are you mad about? I feel like you're mad at me. It seems like you're mad. Were you mad at, doing all, oh God, one person doing that is more than enough. And I am that guy too. The one that is like, if he doesn't greet me in the way that I'm used to him greeting me or, doing something, that's my go-to right away. Are you mad at me? What are you mad about? And then I get pre-mad. I get ready to fight. So obnoxious. Oh my God. I know you're sitting there going, oh, that poor guy. This is what he deals with. Yeah, this is what he deals with. Okay. And he loves it. I tell him that every day. You love this. You love me. You're very happy. Every day I tell him how happy and how lucky he is. I do, actually. It's not even a joke. I do that to him all the time. The other thing I do to him often is because, what you see here, me, this, except for this hair, what you see is what you get. This is my personality. This is how I am. I'm like bing bong all over the place. This is what my husband gets at home every day. I wake up in the morning with a new idea for something and I have to do it immediately. Like if I decide I want to do something, I have to do it 5 minutes ago. I'll tell you a story. You ready for a story? Story is several years ago, I said to my husband, it was like, 10 o'clock at night. And this is when I get my great ideas, like just before bed and just when I wake up. So as we're, settling down to go to sleep, I said, honey, wouldn't it be so nice to, wouldn't it be so nice to have a pond? Wouldn't you love to have a pond? And he said, I mean, yeah, no, sure. Yeah. A pond would be, yeah, that would be nice. So the next morning I got up and I started digging a pond in our backyard. I dug a pond in our backyard the next day. That's what I do. That's what I do. That's how it happens. So it's not like little things. It's not like, oh, I think I'm going to get, my nails polished a different color, radically different color. I'm going to go crazy and paint my nails a different color. No, 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 no. I would like a pond. So I'm going to dig a pond. That's what he's married to. So he came home from work the next day and I had been, and I have like that. It's like almost like a manic kind of thing that like, I can't just work at a normal pace. So if I wanted to dig a pond, which I did, I would start it in the morning, which I did, and I won't stop until it's dug. I won't stop. I will keep going. I won't eat. I won't drink. I won't do anything that you're supposed to do during the day to exist. And I will keep doing that thing, in this case, dig a pond, until it's done. And yes, I did buy a liner and all that stuff. I did all of the things. I got a liner. I did it right. I mean, right-ish. It's not perfect by any means. Really far from perfect. But anyhow, I did it. Nah, 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 nah. So he came home that evening. I think he got home around like 5:30 in his all full uniform and everything, and came out to the backyard. And I am in at that point. I think it was probably like deepest part was probably about three feet. Because I think they said you have to go like 24 inches for them to be able to hibernate or do whatever they do in the winter. So yeah, I was like in a 3 or 4 foot hole, dead center of it, covered like, shoulders, probably on my face too, but basically shoulders to feet, covered in mud and muck and dirt and filth, and happy as an idiot out there too, like smiling. Like I was smiling pretty much the whole damn time because I was so happy to be, I'm a nature geek, so I could be outside in the dirt all day long, and be perfectly happy. And, he came home and the man is amazing. The man is amazing. He comes home to a 4-foot hole dug in his backyard with his wife standing in the middle of it like a lunatic, like a raving lunatic with a big shovel in her hands, smiling like a clown. And he says, looks around like this and he says, should I be concerned? Meaning, am I digging the hole for him? And I said, no, all good. He says, do you need me to do anything? And I said, nope, all good. And he said, okay, have at it. And went back in and, went about his evening routine. That was it. It was perfectly fine. He's very gracious like that and very relieved that I generally don't ask for help. I generally will just decide something and do it with no expectations of anybody else helping me with it. God forbid if I let anybody else help. Actually, I'm terrible with that. And that works fine, So, my dear, sweet, beleaguered husband tolerates quite a bit of my insanity. He has come home. He has come home to the house being painted, not the exterior. I mean, I've done the exterior in past lifetime. But he has come home and opened the front door and walked into the living room, kitchen, and dining room, all being a completely different color than when he left in the morning. Mundane stuff, moving furniture around regularly. I mean, this is what I do. This things that I do. Refinishing furniture to look totally different. So the poor guy, I mean, he really does deserve a lot of sympathy because the poor man never knows what he's coming home to. I have been good as far as, my absolute true nature is just to keep bringing home random stray animals from everywhere and anywhere. So I've managed to not do that to him. I mean, we have three dogs, but I mean, I think, I think I'm being pretty good about some stuff, I guess. Yeah, but so the long-winded point here. How are we on time? How are we doing? We're doing pretty good on time. The long-winded point that I'm trying to make here is in a relationship, in a good, solid, strong relationship, there's a whole bunch of factors, of course, and I've talked about this in another episode, the whole timing, balance, and chemistry thing. That is a whole, like foundation. Like that's the foundation. Timing, balance, and chemistry, of course, is the foundation. And then you have to build on that. You have to build the whole building on that foundation, right? So, and that's what we've done. And everything is great. But my point in this whole thing is like if you are in a long-term committed relationship and you want to make it to the finish line, and that means till death do us part finish line, and you want it to be good, you want it to be good, not just make it to the finish line gasping for breath and relieved that it's over, that you did it, you sucked it up and you got through it. Not that oh God, no, 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 nobody wants that. I don't want that for you. Oh no. What I want for you, what I want for me, what I want for everybody is to get to that finish line, together, like spiritually, emotionally. I mean, gosh, in a perfect world, physically together too, so you get to be together forever. But, well, you do. But anyhow, yeah, if you want to get there and you want to make that journey really great, I think this is one of the best things you can do to do that. And that is forget those little things. Just pick up the damn shoes. Pick up the shoes for him. Flip the toilet seat down. Yeah, I know he leaves it up every time, but we also put it down every time and they want it up. So why does it have to be one wins, one loses? It's not even important. It's not a big deal at all. Picking up the shoes from the middle of the floor, not a big deal. Picking his jeans up off the floor, taking the belt out of the loops to throw the jeans in the wash, not a big deal. It's just not a big deal. I'll tell you, we went through a health scare early in our marriage for one of us, and it was very serious, and it was very serious and had the potential to be extremely serious. And we are so unbelievably fortunate that things didn't go the way that they were projected to go. Let's put it that way. And boy, if that isn't an eye opener, when you have these experiences, and most of us at this point, if you're in my age bracket, there's a really good chance that you have probably experienced something similar, some occurrence in your life that has made you take a reassessment of yourself and your life and your values, like what matters to you. And we had that, and we were very fortunate. Both of us were very fortunate already in that because of the work that he does. He's in law enforcement. For those of you who don't know, he is a combat veteran and law enforcement. And so he has this built-in, he's very blessed to be one of the people who has this built-in appreciation for time, for life, and for time, and what a gift those things are. So he already has that built in. I am very fortunate. I have not had obviously the type of life experiences that he has, but I'm also very fortunate that I've always had that mindset as well. That's just my DNA. That's in my DNA to be so grateful for every moment and understanding how fleeting everything really is in this life. So when you put two people together who have this deep, deep gratitude for life, that's already a wonderful combination. And then when you have something like this happen, it just strengthens that conviction and that understanding. So we're very lucky that we are not people who sweat the small stuff. Like that's a gift. And it might be a challenge for some people who are, if you're a glass half empty person, and no knock to you if you are. I get it. Like life is hard. Bad things happen, and that can really, that can affect how you view the world, right? If you're somebody who has had a huge succession of bad things happening to you. I so understand how you could feel and be negative. I get it. So I'm not criticizing you, but all I can say is that, you get so much more out of life when you view things from the opposite perspective. So we're lucky that we have that ability consistently. And gosh, we're just so blessed to have found each other, because I don't know if anybody else could put up with me. I don't think anybody else could. He's fantastic. I think, he doesn't get mad, but he gets like, he gets anxious when I say things like that. He's like, do not put me up high like that. Don't put me on a pedestal. I'm just a caveman. And and I always yell at him. I don't yell at him, but I always tell him, you can't fall back on that. You're not the guy that can fall back on the whole caveman thing, because you are like so much more evolved emotionally, intellectually, than so many other people. No knock to anybody else, but I hold him up to a much higher esteem than I do most people on the planet. So yeah, so he's earned it, though. That's the thing, he's earned it. There's a difference between just giving that type of adoration to someone who hasn't earned it. My husband, in 15 years, over his entire lifetime, actually has earned that status, and he has exemplified it. So yeah. Oh my God. Don't you guys get so sick of me bragging on my husband? I know there's somebody out there that's going, oh, I can't wait till he fails, or she fails, or they mess up or something. Shame on you for wishing that. No, nobody who watches this show would ever wish something like that. I can't even fathom it. It's not a thing. Oh, so yeah, checking the time again. Yeah, gosh, I do this all the time. So this is really the whole point. I loved that passage, that story, so much. And I think Melissa is her name, who shared that over. So I'm sure it's been shared around many times, but this was the first time that I saw that story, and I just happened to see it at the right moment, that it resonated with me. And I shared it with my husband. I shared it with him this morning, who of course was like, yeah, that's right. Pick up the shoes. Okay, Captain Caveman. But yeah, man, whether you're a guy watching this, or a woman, and you're in a committed relationship, before you before you complain about, I'm trying not to swear. I'm not doing a very good job of it. I'm trying to be better. This is part of my faith journey. I am trying to be better. I don't always succeed. And this was obviously one of the times I just failed. I will fail quite a bit if I ever succeed on that front, but whatever. That's a whole other story. If you're in that committed relationship with somebody, before you complain about the little things that they do that irk you, that genuinely irk you, that are irritating, they're irritating. The shoes on the floor, the garbage on top of the counter, up on top of where the garbage actually is and not in the garbage. Yes, those things are irksome. Absolutely. But before you react to it and snap at them, remember, take the pause. I talked about the pause in another episode. Take the pause. At least I think I did. It could have been a TikTok video. I don't know what I talk about anymore, guys. Take the pause and remember, just find, so you know what you do? Here's what you do. Search in your mind for the last thing kind that they did for you that they didn't have to. It's there. Don't sit there and go, he didn't do anything for me. He hasn't done a damn thing for me. I do everything. If that is actually the case, you got some conversations to have, seriously. But typically, no, that's not the case. Remember that he is probably doing more for you than you realize, or than you acknowledge, because, we get a little busy focusing on the things we don't like, or the things we, don't appreciate, or whatever. And we overlook all the small good things, like, so think about that though, right? We are so quick to point out a negative small thing. The shoes on the floor, or in the middle of the hall, whatever the case was. We're so quick to notice the small negative thing, and we're just as quick to overlook the small positive thing. And I'll tell you, and I know this sounds stupid to you probably, but even something as tiny as handing you the salt shaker before you ask for it. The reality of that is it is a tiny, tiny thing. But the reality of that is that there was some thought process there. And the thought process was, well, maybe not a thought process, but the understanding was, I know that she likes salt on her food. She's going to want the salt. Let me give it to her before she even asks for it. So that's a small thing, but it's a big thing. He knows you. He knows what you like. He anticipated your want or your need, and he did it. Give credit. Thank you. I mean, you don't have to you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to buy him a card and, throw a party for him because he handed you the salt, but acknowledge it. Just say thank you. Acknowledge little things. That's the big key. Here we go. That is the big key right here. Here's what I want you to take away from this. If you take away anything from this episode, here's what I want you to take away from it. I want you, if you would, please, not for me, for yourself, for your relationship, for your spouse, for your partner. I want you just go find them wherever they are, or call them or text them, or when I say him, I mean him or her, whatever the case is, and thank them for something. I don't care what. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what you guys got going on. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what he did or she did. But think about something that they did for you without them even thinking about it, and just simply doing it, and tell them thank you. Just say, hey, I noticed that you did blah, blah, blah. I just want to say, I really appreciate that you did that for me. And it meant a lot. Dude, if you two are snapping at each other all day and being not very nice to each other, and you do that one little thing, that will change the course of everything on a dime. Like, I'm telling you it will. If I'm wrong, you can yell at me in the comments. Go ahead. I can handle it. I can take it. But anyhow, so why do I do this? Why am I talking about this today? Several reasons. One, because I just love my husband and I love talking about him, and I love sharing little things that I love about him and our life together. That's one reason. Two, I genuinely want for everyone who's in a relationship or looking to be in a great relationship, I want them to have these tools. I want happy people in the world. You know why I want happy people in the world? If you're happy at home, if you're content and at peace and just good at home, you have a much higher likelihood of spreading that good around. So if you're happy in your home, if you're happy in your relationship and with yourself, you will go out and do good deeds, and you will be kind to other people. And that will inspire them to do the same. It's the ripple effect. It's the little, you throw the rock, you throw the stone in the pond, and all the ripples. You know where I'm going with that. Same thing. Same. I don't know what my calling is in the world, to be honest with you. I am just trying to listen to what I am hearing in my head, and what I am told constantly is to put good things out in the universe in my way, in the best way that I can. And this is the way that I can do that. And that's why I wanted to share that story with you and that insight into our relationship, which, please don't mistake the things that I say for implying or suggesting that we are perfect, that we are flawless and have it all figured out. That is absolutely not the case. We get into arguments, we disagree. All of the normal things. So we are completely normal in all of those aspects. We just make a point of choosing each other every single day over everything else. We choose each other over everything else. And that is, that's what you do. I mean, that's just, if you want the finish line, then that's what you do. So I hope that helps somebody. I hope one person, I hope like a lot more than one person, but if at least one person watches this, I hope that is your takeaway, that you decide today that you're going to make your relationship stronger, better, happier, healthier, awesome. And you are willing to choose your partner every single day over everything else, everyone else. So I hope you get something good out of this. And more than anything, I thank you for sharing your time with me and letting me talk at you for a little while. So have a great day. Have a great week. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Hey, family, if you're looking for the perfect gift for the reader in your life, why not check out one of my books? They're all available on Amazon and most major online book retailers, as well as elsacurrent.com.